Thank you all for being here. This is really an exciting experience for us, and we're pleased to see such a strong cross-section of people from the state and from the region, really. In a minute, we'll have everybody else out there will have their coffee, and we'll just go ahead and get started. We tried, I would ask a question while we're waiting for everybody to settle here. We tried to find a hotel in the state that was kind of central and easy for everyone to get to. So I have a question, does this hotel work for that? Is it, anybody think, this was the craziest place to be? It's just too hard to get here? So I usually go flying right by here on the way to VW Airport when I'm late for a flight. I didn't even know this was here, so. Okay, we have everyone in? Good. Well, I want to welcome you. Thank you all for being here today. I want to take a moment and introduce and thank the staff of NCTAF. If you would all stand up and I'll point out who they are. There's Melinda George, our Vice President, Sophie Huntington, who works on our higher education initiatives, Elizabeth Foster on this initiative as well as everything else. Carrie Burke, raise your hand, who's actually put this whole event together. Thank you, Carrie. Laura Coscarelli, Jeff Dirks in the back there. And people always ask me, I'm the president of the National Commission on Teaching in America's Future. I tell people that we're the organization in the district that has more words in its name than staff, okay? We get a lot done with a small staff. It's a national organization. We work in states around the country. We have multiple initiatives underway. And they say to us, how do you get all that work done with such a small staff? And I like to say planning, hard work, and everything, but we really do it with magic. And they are the magic. That staff, the staff that we have are the magic. So thank you all. I also want to thank Larry Clark, who's in the front here. He'll be making some remarks in a few minutes. I'll introduce him. But Larry is with the Deerbrook Charitable Trust, and they are sponsoring this event and have been one of our core funders as we've been building learning studios in Maryland. So thank you, Larry. And I want to thank all of you. Partnerships are the spark that make things happen in education. If we really want to drive change, we want to drive innovation in education, partnerships, cross-sector, cross-community partnerships are the way we get it done. And you represent a tremendous cross-section of potential partners. We've got school district teams here and school district leaders. We have the business community here represented. We have teachers associations. We have foundations. You have the combined expertise, experience, and ability to make this happen, to give today's youth a genuine opportunity to become the innovators, the entrepreneurs, the leaders we need to participate successfully in a global community. Margaret Mead, I'm a cultural anthropologist, so I always refer to Margaret Mead. Margaret Mead once said, never doubt the power of a small group of thoughtful people to change the world. That's the way it's always happened. And that's you. And this is not such a small group. And you're well positioned in a variety of organizations to really bring about significant change in this education system that we have. So I want to thank you. I also want to emphasize that the work that we're doing with Learning Studios grows out of a long history. NCTAF has been around since 1994. we released a report called What Matters Most that said the single most important factor in a child's education is a quality teacher. What we said was quality teaching in schools organized for success is what makes a difference. And that's a two-part proposition. We need great teachers, but we need schools that embrace those teachers and students with the support structures, the resources that they need to thrive. And that's been our mission from the beginning. Develop great teachers and develop great schools that will give them the support they need. That includes community support. We reiterated that in 2003 when we released a report called No Dream Denied, that really challenged the nation to move beyond our, what I think is largely an unreasonable and unfair expectation right now, that we hold individual teachers accountable for preparing students for a 21st century economy. Preparing students for a 21st century economy is a demanding challenge, and no one should be expected to do that alone, working alone. We should be embracing our teachers and students, wrapping them around with the power, the spirit of teamwork that every high-performing organization in the world uses to succeed. If you go anywhere in this economy, healthcare teams, fire and rescue teams, I just had my car service last week, and a mechanical team, you can't get anything done in this economy without encountering a team that is organized for high performance. We need to tell teachers that we've got their back, that they're going to have the power of teamwork they need to support their work. And that's really what we're about with these learning studios. That's what we're building with these learning studios. And we need to do this now more than ever. I've been saying for a while that we're living in an age that I call the learning age. I call it the learning age because when a lot of us went to school, we went to school to learn to do the job. Now learning is the job. Learning is the work. Learning is the job that our young people will do for the rest of their lives. And they will do that constant learning, inquiry, investigation, problem solving, creativity in collaboration with others. It'll be done in a team setting. So we need to give our students schools that look like and function like the rest of the world, that look like and function like the places they'll live and work in. And that's what we're doing with learning studios. We organized learning studios in Maryland because this is a state that has a significant commitment to STEM education. There's a very strong STEM curriculum in the state. There's strong business education partnerships in the state. There's a tremendous STEM economy in this region, jobs, okay? But what we didn't have was enough STEM talent in the classroom. We're not preparing enough STEM teachers to ensure that every child, not just the students in a STEM high school, but every child has access to the STEM talent, the hands-on work that they need in genuine real-world inquiry, that they need to genuinely prepare for college careers and success in life. And so we said, how can we get more STEM resources into the classroom? We can't prepare enough teachers fast enough. And we took a look around, and we said, well, you know what? Maryland is the state in the country that has the highest per capita population of STEM professionals in the country and probably in the world, because of we're fortunate here with all of the corporations, government agencies. So we were intrigued about what could we do if we team up all of those STEM professionals with the teachers. And we create a studio environment in which teams of teachers, students, and STEM professionals are doing real-world projects. And that's how learning studios were launched. They were launched 4 years ago now with a grant from NASA, partnership with Goddard Space Center. Northrop Grumman joined us. U.S. Naval Academy joined us. We now have a couple of dozen STEM professionals from Energy Department, National Institutes of Health, Park Service. It's a wide array, and it's growing rapidly. There's now 30 of these learning studios in Maryland, and we'd like to expand so that our vision is that every child in the state, every child in the country really, should have an opportunity to engage in authentic STEM work, science and math investigations, engineering, problem solving, working alongside of a scientist or engineer professional in the field with accomplished teachers. And we can do that. We can do that in the state. We can do that in this region. We're very excited to have people from Northern Virginia here. We have Alexandria schools and Fairfax County schools represented here. We should make a National Capital Region network of learning studios. We have the opportunity, we have the schools, we have the resources. This is the region that will have the largest growth in STEM jobs over the next few years. We're not preparing enough students. We could make this happen. Another fact you should know is that in less than 5 years, the Washington region is going to have 1.5 million retired baby boomers. They're retiring from industry and government and defense contractors. We're going to have retired teachers. They're retiring in the community. And all of the surveys of baby boomers are saying they're retiring and they're saying, okay, this is boring. Give me something to do, all right? And majority of them want to make a difference with youth and children in education. But they can't just walk out the door and do it. They can't just walk to the school and say, I'm here, give me something to do. We need to build well-structured, rigorous, robust pathways for them to work with those students. So this is our opportunity. You have the capacity to make that happen. You are the combination of STEM expertise, accomplished educators, foundations, community-based organizations that can put together a powerful learning environment, more powerful than anything we've seen before, that will prepare our students genuinely for college careers in life, will prepare them to be the leaders and innovators we need to succeed. These young children can take on challenges and realize dreams that we could only imagine right now if we come together and pull together to do this. So that's what we're here today to talk about. I thank you all for being here. We're going to hear this morning about how do these learning studios work, how do they get off the ground, what are your opportunities to get involved, and what could we do to make this grow.